Welcome to the notes on problem solving with proportions. Remember, a proportion, it's two ratios set equal to each other. All right, and how do you solve any proportion? Every time to solve, we are going to cross multiply. Okay, here, let's get right to the example. The key to these problems is going to be understanding what are the two things that we're comparing. So the first one, it says the ratio of boys to girls. So I know that I'm comparing boys to girls. Well, the ratio of boys to girls in the class is 4 to 3. So I'm going to set that up as a fraction, all right, as a ratio. That's how I like to write it. All right, 4 over 3. Well, we know a ratio proportion is going to be equal, all right? Two ratios set equal to each other. So if there are 15 girls, all right, well, girls are on the bottom. So I know I need to put my 15 here. How many boys? Well, that's our X, and boys go on top. Once you've got it set up, now we just have to cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, 4 times 50, that's 4 times 15 is 60. 3 times X, all right? You guys know what to do now. Just divide each side by 3, so X is going to equal 20. All right, so there are 20 boys in the class because that's what we're trying to find. There you go. Okay, another popular proportion problem is centimeters or maybe blueprints or maps. On this one, it says a blueprint, 1 centimeter represents 10 feet. So I know that we're doing centimeters to feet. Okay, so it tells you right there. Well, 1 centimeter is 10 feet. So now I know we have a proportion, so I have to set it equal to another ratio. It says find the length of a wall that is represented by 2.5 centimeters. Well, the 2.5 is the centimeters, so the length of the wall is obviously in feet. There's our proportion. Once again, cross multiply. So when I do that, it's going to be a one-step equation. All right, one step, x equal 1 times x is x, 10 times 2.5 is 25. So that's going to be 25 feet. There you go. Again, you can see how it's all in the setup. Okay, now something that's always of interest to you guys is miles per gallon. So in this example, it says miles, all right, we're comparing miles to gallons. So miles first, gallons on the bottom. It says the car averages 350 miles on a 20 gallon per 20 gallons. Now it says Jose is planning a 1,240 mile vacation. So I know it's going to be equal. Miles goes on top. So here's my 1,240. Okay, how many gallons? We don't know. Gallons is on the bottom. We put an X. From here, again, just cross multiply. Now, these are going to be some big numbers, but you guys have your calculators. So it's going to be 350x equals, that's going to be 24,800. All right, when you divide each side by 350, all right, you should get an answer of x is going to equal approximately 7.86 or 70.86. Okay, and again, that is, we're trying to find gallons. All right, so that is in gallons. All right, units are important. Now, same problem. All right, Leah has enough money to put 12 gallons of gas in the tank. She's planning to drive her brother to college, all right, this weekend. If the college is 180 miles away, should she be able to make it there? So we're trying to figure out how many miles she can go on 12 gallons. So we're going to use that same proportion, right? Miles to gallon, and we know it's 350 over 20. Well, now she knows she has 12 gallons. Can she make it there? We need to figure out how many miles that is. All right, so we cross multiply once again. So 20x and then 350 times 12. Okay, that is going to be 4,200. All right, use those calculators. All right, when you divide that out, you're going to get x equals 210 miles. So she does have enough to get 180 miles away. So yes, she's going to make it. All right, one more problem. One of my favorites is cooking. Okay, you've got a recipe. You got a scale depending on what ingredients you have or how many people are coming over. So a lot going on in this one. So the recipe calls for 3 eggs and 2 cups of flour. All right, flour to make a serving. That's 1 serving for 4 people. So we got eggs, flour, servings, people. We got all sorts of stuff. So first example, Evan put 8 eggs into the bowl. How much flour? So we're comparing eggs and flour. Well, we know in our original one that there's 3 eggs for every 2 cups of flour. So it says if he has 8 eggs is on top. How much flour? That's our unknown. Flour's on the bottom. Just cross multiply and solve. All right, so it's going to be 3x equals 16. 3 times x is 3x. 8 times 2 is 16. When I divide each side by 3, I'm going to get is x equals. If you want, you make a definite 5.33, or if you want to say 5 1/3, all right, that'd be cups of flour. All right, but we just need either one of those answers right there. Second one, it says Jenny has plenty of eggs, but only 3 cups of flour. How many servings? So now we're comparing flour to servings. Well, we said that there's 2 cups of flour for every 1 serving. She has 3 cups of flour. Flour's on top. How many servings? That's our unknown. Again, cross multiply and divide to solve. So 2x, when we do that, we're going to get 2x equals 3. Divide each side by 2. You guys know the deal. How many servings? Well, x can equal 1.5 servings. Decimals are fine. There's your answer. Final one. Now Jeff is having some friends over for breakfast. How much flour will he need to feed 19 people? So now we're going flour to people. Well, in the original problem, it says 2 cups of flour feed 4 people. So now he's got 19 people. People go on the bottom. How much flour? Right here, cross multiply to solve. So we're going to go 4 times x is 4x. 19 times 2 is 38. I'm going to divide each side by 4. All right. And then x is going to equal 9.5 cups of flour. All right, and there you have it. That is our lesson on proportions. Remember, setting up the problem is the key.